Hello everyone, how you doing? So far, if you're new to my channel, you're very welcome. My name is Akko and I'm really excited that you're here today. Where have you been? There's always something here to bless you every Wednesday. For everyone of you that has been with me on this journey, new subscribers, thank you all so much. I really appreciate you all, and I don't take you guys for granted at all. Thank you. Right, so today I want to come share something that really impacted me. And I'm just in the line of like, what have you labeled yourself? Like, what do you call yourself? Some of us have called ourselves names that we shouldn't be calling ourselves. I'll share a quick story and we'll take it from there, yeah? So some weeks gone, had like a little church event from what was my cell group, and so even people who don't attend our church were invited to come. So I had this group of children who were there as well, that they're not teenagers, I don't think, but like probably age range between 10, 11, 12-ish. I'm not very sure. I took it upon myself. I kind of like volunteered to kind of just look after them, just make sure everyone was like their best behavior so they don't like do things you're not meant to do. So I kept checking, and so they knew as well, like I was kind of like your authority. They kept coming to tell me, oh, he's done that one is done this or that, just telling off when someone's done something wrong. But there's a particular one that was really a handful, and they all kept coming to tell off what he's done wrong and what he was not meant to do. And I keep going back, but I told you not to do this, please don't do that, this is the reason you shouldn't do this, because this instrument is not meant to be played with. It's things like that. We kept going back and forth like that. So on one occasion, he's done something I told him not to do. So I'd gone there like, I told you not to do this. You can't do this. You're not allowed to do this. And I'm like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean so. And he left. And then one of the other girls there, like, just telling him off again. It was just always about him. And so then, while they're telling me what he's done wrong, he just looks at me and he goes, I have autism. Now, in all honesty, I don't know if he has autism, and then this is not to make light of that condition at all. But I had this smirk on his face, like, that's just the way he looked at me, like, well, I have autism. But the kids, all the other children, they're like, oh, he's lying, he's just making a fool of you, he doesn't have it, because they all live in the same neighborhood. And I kept saying to them, prove it then, and there's this back and forth with them, like, okay, don't worry, that's fine. And so I put him aside and I spoke to him, trying to tell him again what he shouldn't do or should not do. But just there and there, like, it's just staying in my head, like, wow, what do we sometimes call ourselves? What have you labeled yourself? Some of us call ourselves failures, some of us have called ourselves hopeless, some of us have called ourselves useless, some of us call ourselves, I can't do anything good. Some of us have called ourselves like, I'm just not meant for anything good, nothing good can happen to me. We've just labeled ourselves things that God has not called us. I mean, if you're a child of God, a Bible believing Christian, I just want to remind you today, and if you're not, before I go any further, it's going to be the best decision of your life. Trust me, the best decision of your life. Jesus died on the cross for your sins, and his arms are wide open, just waiting for you to come and say, God, be the king of my life, So just think about it. Be the best decision of your life. Now, back to what I was saying. If you are a Bible-believing Christian, I just want to remind you today, if you've ever called yourself things that you've labeled yourself, things that God doesn't think about you, it's time for you to just really sit back and begin to rethink all the names and things you've called yourself. Remember, there's life and death in this tongue of yours, Stop calling yourself things that you're not. And I'm going to remind you, just in case you've forgotten, who God says you are. It says 1 Peter 2 verse 9. I'm reading from the Amplified Version. It says, you're a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a consecrated nation, a special people for God's own possession, so that you may proclaim the excellencies, the wonderful deeds and virtues and perfections of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. This is what God thinks about you. So stop labeling yourself things that he doesn't call you. Okay? Like, because when that boy said that thing, I was like, oh, it's just the way he looked at me, had this smirk on his face. I'm like, yeah, like I said before, not to make light of that. Like, you know, like I said, I don't know if he has it or not. Um, though it just really made me think that a lot of us have called ourselves things that God doesn't call us. Okay, so stop labeling yourself what God has not called you. God has called you good. Say you're beautiful and wonderfully made in His image. That's what He sees you as. So get your notepad, whatever you've labeled yourself in your mind, your heart. Begin to cancel those labels and begin to call yourself what God is calling you today. Okay, good. That's all. Like it was a quick video just to remind you that God calls you different from what you've labeled yourself. Right? Good. That's it. And I'll see you next week Wednesday. And if this video blessed you, give it a like, share it someone else I think going to bless as well. And if you haven't subscribed, just click on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. There's always something here to bless you every Wednesday. And please comment below what you think. What do you think? What I've said? You agree with it or not? Just engage me in the comment section. Let's talk. Okay? Bye. And I'll see you next week Wednesday. Bye and God bless you. Bye.